start. Sir, I am DDN Reddy, Assistant Director, DGTS Chennai Zonal Unit.
Your video is not coming, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to everybody. Right handle of taxpayer service has always been in the forefront in taking the important policy framework of the Government of India in taxation matters directly to the taxpayer doorsteps. In this regard, DGTS has been regularly conducting webinars and outreach programs on various subjects that are of immediate relevance, interest, or importance to the trade, importers, and exporters. Today's webinar topic is Invoice Management System to avail correct input tax, that is ITC under GST, which is being conducted associated with Indian Women Network, IVIN, CAA Karur, Confederation of Indian Industry, CAA Tamil Nadu. Is it another initiative in our endeavor to hand over the taxpayer in taxation matters and to further increasing their ease of doing business? I am Assistant Chennai, your moderator for the session. It is informed that mic is muted and the camera is disabled for all the participants other than speakers in the session. Mic is muted to avoid any unintended audio interruptions so that the speaker is audible to all. And the camera is disabled to avoid bandwidth related issues and to have an interruption-free session. However, the chat box is enabled for all and the participants can register their questions, queries, doubts in the chat box during the course of session. During the Q&A session that follows the main presentation, these question doubts that are registered in the chat box will be taken up and answered clarified by the topic speaker at the end of the seminar. It is requested that questions, queries, doubts be restricted only to the topic of today's webinar. I repeat, it is requested that questions, queries, doubts be restricted only to the topic of today's webinar. Sir, on behalf of my ADG is not well, so I want to convey to my ADG message to all the audiences. Warm welcome to all. Today's webinar is focused on Invoice Management System to avail correct input tax credit under GST. As all of you know, the goods and service taxes as it transforms the way business is conducted in India, and input tax credit is one of its most empowering provisions. It allows business to reclaim the tax paid on imports, which is crucial for financial growth and substantially. However, to avail of the correct ITC, it is vital that invoice management system is accurate and efficient. As the role of women in the economy has been growing, and by empowering ourselves with knowledge about GST and effective invoice management, we can make sure that we are not only compliant but also optimize our business operations. Sir, now I request Mrs. Jayashree Santil, Lead Policy Advocacy Vertical CA Women Karur Chapter, to give a guest lecture on the webinar. Please, ma'am.
Good afternoon to all. On behalf of CAI IWN Karur Chapter, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to everyone present today for this highly insightful virtual session on Invoice Management System to avail correct input tax credit and GST. I am Jayashree and to have this with us, Mr. Neerav Kumar Malik, IRS, Principal Additional Director General, DGTP Chennai Zonal Unit, and Mr. B. Venkateshwaran, IRS, Assistant Commissioner, DGTP Chennai Zonal Unit. Their vast experience and expertise in taxation and compliance will undoubtedly provide us with the clarity and actionable knowledge needed to tackle challenges around input tax credit under GST. I also extend a warm welcome to my colleague, Ms. Aarti, co-lead of Policy and Advocacy Vertical, whose dedication and support has been instrumental in organizing today's event. The GST system, though transformative, often poses complexities when it comes to input tax credit, a crucial mechanism that impacts the financial health of businesses, especially for small and medium enterprises. Understanding input tax credit thoroughly is not just about compliance, but also about ensuring efficiency, cost saving, and competitiveness in today's business environment. I take this moment to thank the entire organizing team and the Confederation of Indian Industry for facilitating this session, which align perfectly with our commitment to empowering businesses and professionals. To all the participants, I encourage you to make the most of this session. Feel free to ask questions and engage with our esteemed speakers. Let us use this platform to share challenges, learn new solutions, and leave with actionable takeaways. Once again, thank you to Mr. Neerav Kumar Malik and Mr. B. Venkateshwaran for taking time from your busy schedule to guide us today. With that, I now invite Mr. Neerav Kumar Malik to begin the session. Thank you, and I look forward to productive and enlightening discussion. Over to you, sir.
Madam, thank you very much for a wonderful appreciation. Your suggestion will be taken up to the appropriate form, if any, for suitable action in future. You can send through your Twitter or mail or chat box also. Thank you, ma'am. Now we are going to the main program that today, main program to make the topic presentation. We have with us a very distinguished person, a man of very interest, Sri B. Venkateshwaran, IRS, Assistant Governor retired. Sir has a rich experience in the department, is well known as a reputed trainee in GST matters. May I now call upon Sri Venkateshwaran to make the presentation, please, sir. Go ahead, sir, Venkateshwaran, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon to Principal ADG, DGTPS Chennai and officers of Directorate of Taxpayer Services Chennai and other zones, and respected chairman and members of Indian Women Network Organization and the Confederation of Indian Industries and other participants today joined for today's webinar. So we are happy to provide some insight on account of the latest facilitation methods given by GSTN portal for the correct availment of ITC credit on account of LMS, that is IMS, Invoice Management System. So I will let me share the PowerPoint. Sir, just check up.
Yes, sir. PowerPoint presentation is showing, sir.
So very good. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for these things. So you're working in the environment of called a network. So any interruption taking place, be kindly bear with me and bear with the system also. And immediately we will be immediately go for the backend, whatever the possibilities. So today's webinar is on account of invoice management systems to avoid correct input tax credit. So definitely you want to understand there are a lot of confusion in availment of tax credit. I will be list out which are the issues we are handling and how this system is going to be make you to avail correctly the input tax credit on account of section 16, 17 and other legal provisions. So as a disclaimer, you are saying this particular webinar is only for the educational purposes. For all legal purpose, please kindly look into the act and rules and the instruction given by the department wherever it is necessary. So this is our disclaimer. Now, the main agenda of this, why invoice management system? There are so many things available in our system. We are having a GSTR1, GSTR3B, and there are umpty numbers. Then what is the need for invoice management system? A new concept, or we can call it as a new facilitation measures given by the GSTN portal as per the advice of the GSTN Council and by the members of the council. So here, why you want to have this invoice management system? So that is the very much important. Before you are going to the actual invoice management system screenshots and whatever the nitty-gritties on account of this, let us understand the IT's availment, why it is necessary. So this is one of the leading papers. Most GST notice due to data mismatch, CBC to deploy tech to address pain points. So this is given. So you know very well, at the end of 23-24, umpteen numbers of so-called notice has been issued. Even today, the umpteen numbers of so-called notice are coming, and you are also waiting for that adjudication and next level. Here, they understand the more the disputes are relating to the how the data verification, which means we are having a data given to the GST system through very many returns, right? GSTR1, GSTR3B, and GSTR7, 5, 9, 9C, e-way bill, e-invoices. What happens is there is a mismatch between these data when you are reporting a particular return. For example, there may be some occurrence of mismanagement due to the incorrect uploading of your GSTR 9 and 9C. That is possible. Or you can say there will be a mismatch between 2A, 2B. So that is the reason already the CBC member has told most of the disputes are on account of your relating to data validations or data verification. Okay, the same thing is again repeated. An analysis with the CBC showed 6 of the 7 major areas. So definitely there will be tax disputes, normally whether it is indirect tax or direct taxation, whether it is a VAT or custom. Definitely there will be a bound to occur assessment issues relating to taxation. Here they found the major area is again they say excess availment of input tax credit in GSTR 3B when compared to ITs available on GSTR 2A. So this is the one of the contagious issues on account of ITC availment. Why the government wanted to give more importance for ITC? It is nothing but another currency issued by the taxpayers for the availment of ITC. So we know very well that the currency is printed by the RBI with the permission of the government. Here, each and every invoice is nothing but a currency which is eligible to avail his ITC credit, and he can use it for the payment of the check. So here, that's why this invoice management or ITC availment becomes a vital issue or vital analysis for the department. For the verification by the department, most of these cases are based on the GSTR 3. You will be also aware of that. There are so many cases happen because of the fake invoices, and there are input tax scam on account of the invoice. So this is a major issue which is going through on account of IT's availment, not only in India, even those countries which implemented this GST, where there is a seamless credit is available across the supply of goods and services. So everybody tend to reduce its tax liability by utilizing the invoices. So there is a bound to happen, this type of scam is bound to happen. But however, the tax administration is looking into that, and they are fine tuning and reducing or mitigating this type of scams. So this is also another thing we can know. Next. So this is one of the so-called notice issued by the department. Notice for non-reversal of non-business transaction exempt. So umpteen numbers of so-called notice has been issued based on the data analysis. Here, the reason being, the department does not have any idea whether this particular input or input service is being used for the taxable services or not. So there is a bound to happen. That's why the department seeks the clarification from the taxpayer. Please kindly intimate whether he has properly availed or not. So this proper availment, suppose if the proper availment is already available in the system, what would happen? There may not be any notice on account of the non-reversal of non-business transactions or exempted supply. So that's why it is another reason. Next, notice for the blocked credit. Here also you will be noticing recently there was a surge in the issuance of notice ever since the government of many governments, state government entered with a memorandum with the IIT Hyderabad. The IIT Hyderabad analyzed the various data, and they using our AI tools and everything, they found some 10 parameters by which there was an inconsistency between the one return to another return. So here the notice of blocked credit. Why this notice is being issued? Motor vehicles, you know very well, as per the 17 section 17.5, you are not eligible. Insurance. So the profiling, by analyzing the profile of the buyer, they analyzed it. These are the possibilities. There may be an incorrect availment of blocked credit. So if in order to avoid this notice, what we have to do? There is a mechanism is required. So notices for blocked credit is another headache. So reversal on account of credit notes. So you are very well aware now latest circular issued by the CBC. Now as per the provisions of section 15(3). So there is a possibilities of reduction on account of the tax liability. So this reduction on account of the tax liability, they wanted, there is no mechanism at present to find out. I can upload my GSTR, there is a credit note, but I do not know whether the particular person has reduced his credit liability. Once I upload the GSTR1, the credit notes, correspondingly it will reflect in 2B, no wonder. But unfortunately, we do not know whether that credit has been reversed or not. So as per the circular, there's a lengthy procedure has been prescribed, or that on account of that, we have to give a certificate from the taxpayer or the chartered accountant, as the case may be, depending upon the tax involved, to prove that he has already reversed the credit. So this is also a post activity verification, which also causes a unnecessary litigation or legal that is your compliance verification. So see, this also has to be, these are the another area where there is a need for looking at how best we can resolve these issues. Then now we are going for the topics. So responsibility of the claimant availing ITC. Then legal provision to avail ITC. Invoice matching for the ITC. Changes made in 3B in reporting ITC availment from August 2022 onwards. Then let us understand IMS. So having understood the legal provisions, then you understand, you will definitely appreciate LMS is a need of the hour. And also you will understand it is a hand holding, a best hand holding for your ITC availment. So that is very much required. So first we'll go through this, then we'll go for the let us understand IMS. The salient features we can see, we will see the screenshots, and what is the limitations with reference to as on today. As on today, the LMS is a 2 months old, or we can say 3 months old. The first month, October, there was some issues. So we are not, the GST in portal has not fully implemented. So September, then November, they implemented. Almost there are many possibilities, many people has also done. In fact, I also done a very many hands-on sessions on account of this IMS. I understood what are the nitty-gritties and how beneficial these things also. Definitely I can vouch for the benefits for the MSME sector especially. Then some of the FAQs, we can know at least 50 to 60 FAQs, which is lingering in the minds of the taxpayer, is also already answered by FAQ issued by the GSTN. And apart from that, we also today take up some of the questions and answers wherever time permits within the parameters of the session's topic today. The responsibility. We want to appreciate the IMS. We want to understand the IMS. If you want to understand it is a benefit for me, then you should understand section 155. What the section 155 says, where any person claims he is eligible for input tax credit under this act, the burden of proving such a claim lie on such person. It is a responsibility of the taxpayer to provide evidence and demonstrate eligibility of the ITC credit. How to implement, how the taxpayer has to ensure that his responsibility is fulfilled by his activity. As of now, whether there is a possibilities, absolutely we cannot say, because the taxpayer is uploading IT's availment at the summary level in GSTR 3B. We do not know whether this particular invoice is eligible or not eligible. That is not made known to the department. Also, it is only known to the buyer. So because of the absence of this information to the department, very many so-called notices or clarifications are being issued to the taxpayer asking for the clarities, whether he has taken the responsibility of correctly availing the ITC. So this includes ensuring all conditions of the ITC. And if the taxpayer fails to substantiate the ITC claim with sufficient evidences, the GST department has to allow or issue so-called notices, issue demand notice under section 73 and 74, depending upon the whether it has been incorrectly or fraudulently. So here there is a burden on proof on the heads of the taxpayer. But unfortunately, as of today at present, there is a not much technical availability to prove the evidences, sufficient evidences to prove that is correctly availed ITC or not. Though we are having a GSTR1, GSTR2, but all these things are available. But there is no indication by the taxpayer to prove that I have availed this only. So this is another responsibility. Now IMS is the answer for this. If I want to say definitely, then input tax related sections you have to understand. Because everybody, there's a section 16. I am not going for the each and individual sections. I'm saying only broadly because the session is only on account of the how you are going to handle IMS software only. So section 16 eligibility. There, section 16 2A is very important. That is, we'll see on the next screen. And another section is section 17, apportionment of credit and blocked credits. So this apportionment comes on for the exempted and businesses and non-businesses, and exempted and non-taxable. So how to now, as of now, you can say only in the GSTR 3B under table 4B, ITC reversed on account of section 17.5. But we do not know whether which are the invoices he has taken or which are the invoices he has not taken care of. And similarly, we are having a section 17.5 blocked credit. So we are having some important list also. I will show that list shortly. There also you are having the some of the issues which are the blocked credit, whether you avail blocked invoices which are definitely it is a blocked credit or not. So these are the related sections. Then what is the answer for all these things? Now we are having answer for all these things is nothing but your IMS. So here the compliance comes. The conditions under 16.2 must be possession of tax invoice or similar document, receipt of goods or services, claimant filing the necessary returns, evidence is required, tax invoices, debit notes, credit notes, and other prescribed documents. Proof of receipt, delivery challan, service. So these are some of things are outside the purview, but others are within the purview of your GSTN system. That is in the ecosystem of GSTN, it is a matching of the ITC is another. That is also a conditions required. Blocked credit. So if you are purchasing goods, supply or services, these are some examples only. I'm not giving out the list. This is the 17.5. Now also we are not having any mechanism to indicate to the department whether I have availed ITC credit correctly or not based on the invoices as received. Only the department can issue a so-called notice based on your GSTR 3B and GSTR 9, where they can mention as per the profiling of the ITC credit passed on by your supplier, it appears you avail ITC credit on account of this. Please explain. So a notice for crores or notice for lakhs will be received, and you will be going for verifying each and every invoices. Then you do not know whether you will be seeing it or not. Then finally you run through this. Sir, I have not seen. There are umpteen numbers of documents I have to put. So that will be definitely a long process to prove your correctness of availing ITC on account of or reversal of on account of black credit. So these things are also taken care of in the IMS. ITC related rules. There also we want to understand there are ITC related rules, GST rules. Rule 16, document required, mandatory conditions, then restriction based on the 2B. Here it is also. All these things are very much ITC related. Then background for the rule 6. So 1636.4, earlier we allowed 20%, 10%, then 5%. Now, January onwards, 2022, you are eligible to take ITC only based on the whichever is available in 2B. But the problem in 2B is whatever the supply you received, whether it is irrespective of the eligibility or not, it will be auto-populated. And it is your responsibility to say, take ITC credit based on the 2B, but within the conditions, you have to again prove documentally with the department. Yes, sir, I correctly avail. Even though it is coming in my 2B, I have not availed this. How I have to say? I have to say not availed. Then again, the officer will ask you to produce the documents. It may be one document or single document, multiple documents or tons of documents. There you find it a very difficulty. The compliance requires heavy amount and heavy relied upon documents also very much required. So this is 36.4. This also your IMS is going to be eliminated. Then reporting. So another major issue. So having understood there are so many incorrect reporting of the data, the government also modified some of the reporting. There they found 14 of 2022. There they modified your table number 4. Earlier table number 4 was different. After these things, August onwards, the table number 4 was modified. So you are mandatorily report what is ITC you are not avail and what is the ITC you are going to carry forward or reclaimable afterwards. So a detailed circular was issued by GBIs by circular number 70 or 2022, July 16. But unfortunately, many people have not implemented. They also find it very difficult. This reporting in 2022-23 GSTR 9 and also 23-24. Thankfully, we are having another 15 days time available. And also now these things are mandatory and the GST also already given advisory how you have to report table number 8A, 8B, 8C, how you have to report and how you have to report IT's availment in table number 6 and 7. So this reporting also now linked with your annual return. So this is also your biggest concern. And this is one of the area the mismatch is reflected and triggers for a so-cast notice for issuing demands running into several crores. So definitely it is annoying. So this also your IMS takes care. See, this is the effective from 2022. The return is modified. Now you have to, the all other ITC is only your concern. Your 2B is nothing but your all other ITC. Then import of goods will come. Then import of supplies from the IST. These are the possibilities are coming to your 2B. And now what is your reported? Your report as per rule 38, 42, 43 and section 17.5. You have to report these are the ineligible ITC. Here you are giving a summary statement. Definitely you are giving any invoices which you are not avail. You are not proved that. So there is a question lies. That is also a cause for your triggering a so-cast notice. Now that particular table number ITC reversed B1 is taken care of by your IMS. Second, ITC claimed reversed. This also now after some time you can also understand over a period of time these two tables will be slightly going to be vanished and ITC will be available in a different manner. So this is also another important. This also table reporting also now fine-tuned or redefined and also correctly you can report in your GSTR 3B. So here the so-cast notice issued on account of the B1 is also now rectified. You'll be having a clear document for that with the help of your. So what I want to say, so if you understand these legal provisions regarding ITC availment and compliance required by the department, and in order to avoid unnecessary so-cast notice because of the non-reporting of the certain granular data in your GSTN portal, some of the triggers that is a so-cast notice are triggered. Now all this triggering activity for the so-cast notice is going to be nullified by the invoice management system if you understand the system. In fact, I can say it is a friend in need. This is definitely a friend in need. Definitely your many of the MSME sectors and in fact also corporate sector also, mostly they will be benefited by this IMS management system. Introduced facilitates functionalities called IMS, correct ITC claim, connected with the supplier and recipient, matching one-to-one bill, reduce the litigation. The most important point is the reducing the litigation, which will definitely help taxpayer and the government. The time required to reduce the litigation is going to be drastic. Hereinafter, the focus is on account of the fraudulent activity rather than the bench sitters because of the incorrect data reporting in the GSTR. So mistakes and rectification, minimize the error, then definitely strengthen the correct ITC so that the economical activity on of the scams which involved the fake invoices could be drastically reduced. So invoice management system, GSTN has developed a functionality called invoice management system. This will facilitate taxpayer in matching their records. Invoice vis-a-vis the issued by their supporter. It does not, we can say it is a earlier 2A. You have to match, which means you have to upload the data and the other data will be there. It is called matching. But here you will be given the information which the supplier has given you the ITC credit. So that matching with your books of accounts is called your matching. It is not, we can say, you are not uploading any of your financial data. Please understand, you are not uploading any your financial data. Rather, you are accepting, this is my financial records. So to enable taxpayer efficiently address invoice corrections, amendments, this is a very good system, we can say, that is called your IMS. So would be major enhancement in the ITC ecosystem of GSTN. Definitely it is going to be a major boost. We can understand shortly. Next year, your number of so-cost notices will reduce, will definitely vouch. This is a good system. Only accept invoice by the recently come palm part. So either earlier, there was no provision to indicate to the system, these are my invoices on which I availed credit. So that is only known to me, my financial accounting. Otherwise, the officers verifies my documents during the audit or scrutiny or inspection. Now, that is very much is not required. So IMS will provide the taxpayer an opportunity to review the genuineness. So now gives, earlier you may not be aware whether I have to aware. Now you will be, once you thorough with the ITC legal provisions, then you are going to take the responsibility of availing that. So you are going to be linked. That's why I said section 155 is now directly linked, because you are now going to act upon the invoices which is thrown open to you, which means you are now, as earlier we cannot say, the system has given, I accepted. Now it is not the case. You have to necessarily say I am accepting or I am not accepting. Okay, that is very important. So here you have to, one should understand, this also validates or strengthens the section 155 of your GST Act, which is giving a mechanism for the prove the responsibility and the burden on the proof. So here you have to, burden is now squarely false, for which enough information is provided by the GSTN ecosystem. So this facility is available from taxpayer from 1st October onwards. It's already started. So October also, we had also, there are some initial technical glitches. Now most of the technical glitches are solved, resolved also. Now some more thing, we will check up which are the things also. So this is invoice management systems implementation stages. Advisory was issued during September 2024, and draft manual was made public by 17th September. And 9th September, they given a 50th council minutes also with effort from 110. So already the system was there. The 9th September, there was a GST council meeting, 54 meeting. They told this has to be implemented with effect from October. Accordingly, draft manual was issued. Then portal was enabled for your testing and understanding your IMS from these things. And September also they issued umpteen numbers of vehicles. So from 3rd September to 1st September, there are umpteen numbers of implementation. Now we are having at least 3 to 4 advisories available, and there are so many training sessions has been taken by the DGPS, GSTN, and other trade associations also to familiarize this invoice management system. To this DGTPS is also providing such a service for the Pan India and also for the zonal members for on account of this invoice management system today. So definitely it will be going to eye opener, and it's going to be strengthen the IT availment and also reduce the litigation for the taxpayers. Definitely the members of the association, trade association, will welcome this particular session and also this invoice management system. Salient features of the IMS. So taxpayer now take specific action. So earlier this is not available. Now they can take a specific action on invoices level, not at the granular level. That is on the invoice level received from the supplier. So either he can accept the invoice or he can reject the invoice or keep it pending, because as per the provisions of section 16.2, your ITC availment starts once goods or services are received. So invoices can be uploaded, but goods may be in transit. So there is a possibility you can keep the invoices till that. So there are the conditions which reference to section 16 will be fulfilled. What is the rejection? You will be, by rejecting the invoices, you are fulfilling your obligation on account of section 75, which is a blocked credit. By accepting the invoices, what you are saying positively, I am entitled for this credit correctly. So I am not accepting anything. I am accepting only which are entitled as per the legal provisions stated in the previous. Then real-time invoice management. So what is the benefit? I need not wait for the 14th. The system will be make available these invoices on 14, but you need not wait for 14. As and when the supplier uploads the invoices and he goes on saving it till he files a return on the next month. That means next month is the 11th or 14th, as the case may be. Till that time, he can go on uploading the data. If it is a e-invoices, the portal ultimately automatically fetches the data and send it to the IMS dashboard, or we can call it as a IMS database. So ensures greater accuracy in reconciliation on GST compliance at the invoice level. Still, there are some issues. We cannot go for the granular level at the item level, but here it is only on the invoice level. And it is a real-time management, so it is easier for the trade and others who are working in the accounting system, not verify. Every day they can go and verify whether this particular person uploaded the invoice or not, whether goods is received or not. Both can be correlated before accepting any of the actions. Then non-mandatory nature. So though it is a given, we can act upon as per the legal provision, it is only a facilitation. Till because there are some of the assessees which could not come brought into the fold, that is IMS dashboard. Because if the IMS folder, if it is invoice is more than 500, till today we are not having the mechanism how to handle that, and the GST system is working on account of this particular activity for the offline. So that's why they told still it can be it is not a mandatory, you can use it as an optional whenever there is a required, but still you have to act upon the IMS inputs given by the GST in person. Then you have to treat one thing, understand if no action is taken, it is deemed that you are accepted, that you will go again. Then GSTR 2B generation. Earlier 2B is generated and you are going to act upon. Now the 2B is going to be generated only, please take a only after your action taken on the IMS data. If so long if you are not taking IMS data, any action, then if it is only deemed acceptance, no action will be taken, it will be generated for you. So you have to take a caution for that. Draft is generated on 14th. So 14th you will have a generated these things. It does not have any action taken. It is the invoices available under the no action taken category only. The information available is nothing but no action taken on the invoices. If you are at the liberty, you believe, yes, you can go ahead. Otherwise, you have to scrutinize each and every invoice. Flexibility. So between 14 to 20th, your last date, you are having a 7 days time. Within these 7 days, you can take any number of actions. You add, delete, or means you can keep it for the pending, you can keep it for the rejection, you can keep it for the until otherwise you wanted to file your 3B finally. Till such time, you can keep verifying the data, whichever is necessary for your final availment on the 20th of the GSTR 3B. So that is flexibility to modify the actions initiated. Then streamlined reconciliation. So this empowers seamlessly reconcile the invoices, the purchase records. So verify your purchase records, then that intimation comes to you, then you can verify from your IMS data, then you can accept. If there is a pendency is required on account of quality or quantity checks or other parameters, even though you can purchase records may be there, then you can still say, I can keep it pending, I can avail the ITC subsequently. So you can identify mismatches and discrepancy. What is that? Suppose somebody has uploaded your GSTN incorrectly. What you can do? You can reject. In the earlier scenario, you do not know whether to how to reject. Now you are having the facility to reject. And also discrepancy. Suppose somebody is unnecessarily issuing a notice or credit note on account of your IGST number. Now you can verify whether this credit note belongs to you or not, and you can reject. So all these things are made possible. Reduces manual errors. So here what you are doing is you are not entering any data, but you are acting only 3 actions: accept, keep pending, no action, or reject. So which means it eliminates the data entry error on account of manual data entry. Then enhances ITC accuracy. So validate the supplier invoices, also correct avail. So which means also you can also verify your data, and you can also immediately communicate to that person, sir, you are not properly. We found many times RCM. Incorrectly RCM is ticked. Now you can say RCM is not. So all these things you can intimate to your supplier immediately based on this. And it reduces incorrect claims and penalties. As I said earlier, the litigation will be drastically reduced. But unfortunately, you have to understand the litigation will be very stronger because now the responsibility on you and you are saying, yes, I am correctly avail. Earlier, it may not be the case. Now it is the case that you are saying, I am accepting. So you have to take much more care before accepting each and every invoices. That is very much important. So improving taxpayers' convenience. Definitely we have to say cutting edge innovation. We have to definitely, I have seen at least for 2015 analyzed these things. I found it is definitely all these parameters, all the features are definitely feel good. Ease of use, accuracy in reconciliation, reduction in errors. Definitely all these things are made possible. Definitely true. These facilities available from the portal 14th October. Now it is made available. We have to conduct in the class only on 16th because the data was available on 14th and the last 2 days are holidays. So I thought before you are going to file your GSTR 3B for the month, the DGPS we told we can conduct a training on 16th. Thanks to the DGPS for adhering to the timing. So this will definitely enable you this month file your IMS or GSTR 3B almost correctly. Okay. Records available. So what are the data available for me? All original invoices, credit notes, debit notes, invoices, their amendment filed or saved. Because understand filed, which means filed on 11, or saved means in between these things saved by supplier through what are the documents? GSTR 1A IFO, that is invoice furnishing facility will be available for recipients to take action. However, some of the records are not available. They are place of supply. So place of supply, you will know. So some of the things, place of supply cannot be your state. It is a different state. So in that scenario, that will not come to you as a eligible ITC. It will go to the different scenario. Then 6 and 16.4. The data are invoices which are before 18 months period. So you can avail ITC up to the next month, November. If the invoices of the last year is beyond the scope of this November, then it will be not available. It will directly go to the ITC not available section in 2B, which means table number 4D it will go. So this is your IMS flowchart. Original invoices, credit notes, debit notes and their amendments that will be filed through your GSTR1, GSTR1A. Then this information will go to the IMS dashboard for recipient to take action. What action they can take? Accept, reject, pending. It may be no action, that also deemed to be the acceptance, we'll see. Then these accepted informations will flow to GSTR2B, and from GSTR2B you will be going to the GSTR3B table number 4, your IT's availment. And even if you file some of the informations which are not actually that ineligibles due to the place of provisions or section 16.4, invoice date can be beyond the date. In these two categories will not be coming to the dashboard. It will be go as ineligible. It will not, you cannot take any action on account of these two invoices which are not eligible for the ITC straight away. So certain records, even though earlier 2B and 2A have some of the records, it at present system does not have this facility. GSTR 5, GSTR 6, ISD and non-resident taxpayers, that is not coming. IceGate documents for export, that is so long it is available only in the GSTR 2A. Now 2B it is not. Now in future we can act because these IceGate documents also we have to check up because there is a challenge required. We cannot send it back or reject. So it may be we have to check up all these documents from IceGate. There will be a time delay is possible. So IceGate it has to go to the GSTN portal. So they are keeping it. RCM records. So this is actually it's a major RCM records. Earlier we had a very good information. Now we do not have any information, but in 2A it is available. In 2B we will not know. So the RCM liability is now headache of the assessee taxpayer. He has to properly identify which are the RCM liabilities. Then invoice is ineligible due to POS that we already discussed. Action to be taken. Accept. The invoice will form part of ITC available. Reject. The invoice or credit will move to the ITC rejected and not populated in the GSTR 3B. So it will go out of the GSTN 3B system, but remain in the GSTN system. GSTN 3B, it will not come, pending. So it will be remain pending till the next year, November 24. 30 financial year next November, it will remain. You can take action up to 18 months. If it is April, you can take up to 2000 next financial year, so that you can keep pending up to the date. Then no action. It is a danger. The default invoice without action will be deemed to be accepted. Once it is deemed to be accepted, it will not again come to your system. It will remain the system. It will not come to you to take any further actions, which means all actions on account of this no action is deemed to be taken. So you cannot get it back. There accept, you are ready. Reject, pending, you can still keep it pending, but no action, it will go out of the system. It will be go directly to the 2B, and it will be your responsibility to check no action is included, rejected, or ineligible ITC credit. So that is the danger of no action. Please understand. Then for certain documents, pending action cannot be taken. For example, credit notes. You have to either take action, reject, or accept. You cannot keep it pending. So this is the same. The pending records will continue to be in the IMS till the time of cutoff date. That is as per section 16.4 of the 2017. Once record crosses the timeline prescribed, that will be removed from the IMS. So which means I want to keep it for years together, not possible. Either you have to accept or you have to reject, and you cannot keep it pending. Suppose there is some legal disputes, no other option, you have to keep it pending up to 18 months. You cannot go on keeping it for pending for so many years. So this is another important aspect. So action flow chart. Action, accept. These invoice will form part of the ITs available in GSTR 2B. Reject. This invoice will be moved, which means now you are certain I have not availed the invoices on which credit. So the department will not ask you, please provide the document on which you are not availed. Earlier, what you are doing, you have to go to the officer, show all the invoices, prove your, sir, I have not availed. Now, what is the proof? I already rejected, sir, this is available in the system. Then the officer will have to only verify whether accepted, there is an error or not. Reject, we are not bothered. There is no proof is required for you. Pending, it is no credit has been taken, but it is only remain in the system till next financial year. But danger, as I told, no action, it will be you are availing the ITC credit. You deliberately availing the ITC credit by taking no action. But of late, as of today, it is necessary because there are some people, it is not possible to accept or reject. More than 500, I told. 1 second. Then new GSTR 2B. Please forget the GSTR 2B earlier. Many people calling me, sir, my 2B does not consisting of very many invoices. When I verified these people, I found no action taken for that, only went to that, or pending earlier period only. Not all the records. Until otherwise you act upon the invoices available in the dashboard, it will not flow to your 2B. So 2B, if you want to flow, what you have to take, you have to necessarily generate 2B based on your IMS data. If you are not generating IMS data, the data will not directly flow to GSTR 2B. Action on draft can be modified until GSTR 3B is filed, can be recomputed multiple times. I told these are the flexibilities available. Then importantly, IMS data is outloaded, which means now you are having an ample proof to show the department as well as the financial authorities, your officials, which data I have taken, which data I have not taken, which data I have to keep pending. So here this is possible. This is your new GSTR 2B. Earlier you will 2B only have all the data. Now your 2B will have 4 type of data. One is what is accepted data, what is rejected data, what is the pending data, and what is your no action data. Now you are able to get 4 type of data for a month. And you can have this also for the entire financial year, and you can finally make use of this information. You prepare correctly your financial documents also. Miscellaneous issues. If any amendment takes place, that further amendment will be also possibilities. So earlier I have given RCM. Now you told, sir, your invoice is not available. Then the buyer will verify, yes, sir, sorry, sir, I instead of FCM, I will put RCM. So he can modify the FCM. That can be modification possible. Place of supply, that can be possible. Incorrect GST number given, that can be possible. So you are eligible for modification. Once it's modified, the modified data will come to your IMS. So credit note, that also. The credit note, what happens? If you reject the credit note, it will go back to the original supplier stating he is not accepting your credit note, which means since you are reduced tax liability, since he has not accepted the tax liability, now you are bound to pay the tax liability. So what I have to do? I have to monitor whether somebody has rejected my credit note. If somebody's credit note has been rejected, you have to negotiate with them. Otherwise, your tax liability will be goes on. So what we found in many cases is some people will go on issuing credit notes because that month he has to give 1 lakh or 10 lakh rupees you have to liable to pay. What you will do? I'm not having liability, so I will issue a credit note for 1 lakh. So that is a manipulation taking place by the taxpayers. So that now cannot be possible. If I reject that credit note, automatically the liability comes. The liability you cannot just like that reduce the liability by issuing of credit note. The same thing happens in the case of debit notes also. So here we have to credit note, debit notes, these two, you have to be very careful whether you are going to accept or reject based on that. So I am a screenshot. Now you are understood basic information which is required for the IMS, handling the IMS. Now we have to go to the some of the screenshot. Earlier I thought I can online go, but I do not know time for that. So I will be showing the important screenshot. So you can access this particular IMS, log into URL, go to the home page, log into the GST, click services, returns, IMS options. So here the screenshot. So as said, Invoice Management System dashboard is available. Click there. It will take you to the next screen. The next screen would be this. So here we are having two views. One is for the inward supply and one is for the outward supply. What is inward supply? What are the invoices uploaded by the my suppliers? Based on this, as on today, it is nothing but invoices and credit and debit notes and the amendments made. What is inward supplies? The person who has accepted my invoices, the person who rejected my invoices, the person who rejected my ITC credits. So here I can modify. In that scenario, it will be coming back to me. I can go and amend. If I accepting the invoices, you cannot do any modification at all. Now, once accepted means it will not come you to for any amendment until otherwise your inward supplier rejected that only. Earlier, that is not the case. You can go on amending the invoices as per your wishes. You can go, sir, I will amend the invoice. Now you cannot amend the invoice because if other person has accepted the invoice, you cannot amend that in particular invoice until otherwise it has been rejected and available in the system. So please, so amendment is very dangerous. It is very difficult for, you cannot have whims and fancies to amend the invoices as per your convenience. Whether your buyer or your buyer accidentally or otherwise accepted your invoices, that invoice cannot be amended by you. This is a new feature available. Please understand. So outward supplies. So whichever is rejected, you can amend. Whichever is not rejected, you cannot amend. If it is accepted, you cannot amend the invoice at all. So this outward supply will be given you, which are the taxpayer accepted your invoices, which are the taxpayers rejected your invoices, which are the taxpayer rejected your credit note. So you will now have a control over the uploaded information. So if it is done any error on account of the uploading of these things, it will come back to you. So what you have to do, you have to find out rejected invoices, why these invoices are rejected. It may be because of my clerical error on account of uploading or some other reason. So if they rejected means he is disowning that. He is disowning his availability, which means I have not purchased this. So which means you cannot. So this here it is also very much useful for the your information technology scams also. So you say, sir, I have not accepted the invoices, sir. So I have no liability on account of this purchase. So the department cannot ask, you have purchased this, you pay the tax. You can say, sir, it is available, but I rejected for the reason I have not purchased. Now you have to go back to the outward supplier. Why is uploaded my name? If it is proved, then I can come. So this also very much useful. This is they call as a one-way or communication between the one supplier and your recipient and recipient to the supplier. So here, both these invoices management, definitely it is a path breaking system, you have to say. So it is an inward supply, it is outward supply. In fact, many of the countries has not implemented. India being even though it is a very biggest country where we are having a literacy level is also very light, we can say in the internet penetration, everything, but still we are able to provide a software mechanism for the inward and outward. So now you can see there are two systems available. Let us move to the inward system, which is more. This is your dashboard. So as I said earlier, this consisting of at present invoices amended, then credit notes, debit notes amended, credit notes amended, then 95 invoices and 95 invoices amendments. That is called the e-commerce operators. Okay, the 95 is nothing but e-commerce operators. So here, what the initial stage itself I have taken latest. So here we can say it is initial stage. There are 99 is coming as the no action, and the 3 is the rejected, and the 15 as a pending. Now I have to take action. Now what will be this thing if I not see here? You can say compute to be is now not activated because I have not completed my action. I have to complete all my action, then only it will come. So 19 is pending. I have to say, then this will be enabled only I take actions. Okay. The next screen. So what it comes, once you take all these actions, I have taken 4 action, 1 pending. Now my compute liability is correctly coming. So because October I have taken very new. So I have taken the compute liabilities. So here it's mandatory, it is only we will answer after. So here it is a compute to enable. So once you take action on account of your dashboard activities, on account of all these things, now we are having these things, inward supply ISD import goods are, it is in future it will be enabled. Right now it is only the total 5 records on account of this. Here it is a 5 records are available. On 5 records I have to take action and I compute GSTR liability. Then I'll go. So my window for the action to be taken. So what are the actions I have taken? These are the invoices which is available for me. What I can do, I can accept, click, then it is enabled as a green color. If it is reject, it will be enabled as a red. And if it is a pending, it will be enabled as a yellow. So here the windows to take action. Please note these informations are available only for the 500 records. Beyond 500 records, unfortunately, this is not happening. Okay, so this is the window to take action, right? So filters, even though 500 records are available, it may be increased in future. In order to pinpoint which are the records I want to take action, the GST has provided the filters. So you can use filters, either you can GST number is possible, invoice number, invoice status, or source. All these things are possible. Filters by easy. Everything you can take these things. Then here also selected, filed, and not filed, which means you need not be worried for this. You can keep all this not filed as a pending. Instead of no action, you can move it to pending. So you can immediately what action you have to take. You have to take action only with reference to invoices which is filed. Not filed, you are not bothered. It is not also not coming to your GST system because no credit will be flow. But however, you need not be, you can be moved to the pending for the next quarter or next month. So this is more filters are available. Then warning. So here it categorically says silence is acceptance. So, sir, I'm not going to bother, sir. I will keep it no action. Fine. But it is a deemed acceptance. So, if you are not taking any action, agree to continue, it will come. Any record on IMS where taxpayer tax no action will deemed as accepted by the taxpayer. and the credit will be accorded. So you should not be denied. The government cannot deny because there is a possibilities of uploading of this because of the system information systems lacunas, or it is incapabilities or some technical reasons. You do not want to deny the ITC credit. There you have to accept it is a deny the ITC credit. So silence is acceptance. That is called even Indian Contractor or Contract Acts and legal provisions are where categorically says silence is acceptance. Normally in law also, the silence is acceptance for the other side. So same thing concept also here agreed. So Maunam Sammadakku Adayalam. Okay, so this is for the warning. Please note, because I have seen many people after that. Why we want to emphasize, if you are accepting and all your responsibilities again on your head. You have to prove I have not availed. You have to prove I have reversed it. You have to prove I have properly accounted. So now more work is on your head rather than reducing the work on account of the tax compliance. So there is a clear warning. It comes each and every time. So please act upon the each and every invoices based on the GSTN. By the time you will be aware by your organization which is required or which is not required. So here very much important. Then what will happen if accepted rejected records? So all accepted rejected records belong to a particular GST will be removed from the IMS. Which means please don't understand or misunderstand. It will removed from the GSTN portal. It will be available in the portal, but only it is removed from the IMS dashboard. IMS dashboard for the next period. So it will be removed from the IMS for the filing of GST for the particular period. If your acceptance in November is done for the November, the data will not be available again for the 2B. That will be available only for the viewing purpose, not for the availing ITC. Only the pending records. That's why we are saying again and again, I am repeating, keep the issue pending if you are not certain about the availment. Don't unnecessarily reject or don't unnecessarily accept. Don't not acting upon that. All these three actions will be remove these informations from the IMS dashboard and you cannot retrieve back that there is a no provision. Please note. Only the pending records only available. This is the FAQ and GSTN. What will happen to the documents on which taxpayer has taken an action? Accept, it will go. Reject, no data, it will not go as a ITC reversed because you not accepted. So there is a no need for to indicate to the department explicitly, sir, I have not availed. You are already implicitly told these invoices I do not want in my system. So you have rejected that. So no ITC. Pending, you can keep it pending up to the next financial year. No action. That is again dangerous told. Deemed accepted at the time of GST or 2B. So once 2B is generated, you close the file. This information will not auto-populate in your GSTR 2B for the subsequent period. IMS data, I do not know, right. Flow of IMS data. Accepted GSTR 2B, GSTR 3B goes out of IMS system. Rejected, not reflected in GSTR 2B and GSTR 3B goes out of IMS system. Pending, kept in the IMS data up to 30th November of next financial year. If it is beyond financial year, it will go out of the IMS system. No action. So the information will flow to 2B and accordingly it will go to 3B and it will goes out of the IMS. So the emphasis again and again is no action. So no action is deemed to be action. So you have to be very careful about, if you understand these scenarios, you will be definitely being very much cautioned that I don't want anything under no action. I will take any of these three actions. If I have to take these three actions is the important actions. So auto-generated TB. So once you developed that, it's told the auto-generated. Now you can find this. This is your auto-generated 2B. You can find here IMS. You find IT's available credit claimed relevant heading. It is coming from your IMS database. So you told 9,894 point. This is my availability for that month. Okay. Now this you want to check up this whether this information goes to my GSTR 3B. So see what I think is here it is coming. 1 minute. Some of these things are this is my table number 4, 5. So here I told in 2B it is generated. Here it is coming as a 9894.84, 9894.84. So definitely before filing your GSTR 3B, ensure that is a reconciliation. So I have given an example. Initial dashboard, no action 70 and consisting of 1500, 1500. Credit note, there are 2 credit notes, 25, 25. Each then debit notes, 2 numbers, 25, 25. And total ITC as per debit notes. So here you have to say for is totally 74. Where dashboard consisting of 74 and 1500 rupees. Action taken, accepted 50,000, no action 650, credit note accepted 2, debit note accepted 2. So how many records will go into my system? 60 records go to into my system. Correspondingly, I will be keeping this much and a pending 14 which is available for my next month. So I have not done anything for the no action. Because if I put no action, that amount will also go to that. I do not want to do that. So I have taken initial dashboard, I have verified. So before filing your GSTR 3B, my advice for the viewers, please reconcile your initial data, initial dashboard, take a printout or take a screenshot. And after that, while you're generating these things, you can understand you can properly done it or not. So this is actually only on the filed return. So all not filed return will be moved to the no action data or pending data for the next month. It will not be, no credit will be given, even if it is a non-filed is available in your no action data. Even if it is a no action data, that is a no action or accepted. If it is a return is not filed, that will not go to your 2B. Even if you accidentally accept, not filed, it will not. It will again go to the no action or pending, not as a data. Here, this is a mechanism has been also used for non-filed. Sorry, it's right. This also you have seen. Now, as I told, it is better. The system gives you the information about 4 type of data. Now, all these 4 data are very much required for every month. So, before filing your GSTR 3B after reconciliation, please download the Excel. So here downloaded accepted data. So suppose tomorrow you want to show to somebody, either your organization or somebody is questioning which are the data you are accepted. I want to know about the financial records. There you may not be having the facility to again to get into the data back. So here make it as a practice to download the accepted data one. So here you can find these are the invoices I accepted. Clearly my responsibility to prove these are correct. 155 action. Okay. Next, data downloaded, there is a no action. So you can also see whether no action means whether you are deemed accepted this. So this will pose a challenge for your future. So here even you can download this no action data. Second, third, rejected data. Now you can prove to any person, the departmental officer or whoever comes for that, how I know that you are not available this particular invoices, even though it is available in your financial records. Yes, sir, financial is available, but as far as GST is concerned, I am not available this because please see these invoices I already rejected. So which means I'm clearly proving my eligibility to the department and prove I am compliance with the provisions of section 155. So I have properly complied with the provisions 155. I have taken care, I have not availed these invoices. Fine, next. Download pending. So you want to take action based on your internal purchase or some other reasons you do not want to take immediately. So there you are also having a data which is for the pending. So as I told, Excel sheet available after completion of all the actions, you can download each and every category. What is pending, what is accepted, what is rejected, what is no action taken. So this will give you in future a very good evidences to prove your availment of ITCs within the parameters of legal provisions of section 16, section 17, rule 36(4) and also section 155. So my advice, please take this. Output supply AMS. So here it is output supply. Please check for the rejected items. So your buyer may be rejected for want of it. ITC may, GST number may not be correct. POPS may not be correct. RCM liability may not be correct. Or credit note rejected. So if the credit note is rejected, there is an additional liability. Earlier you reduced the liability. Now the liability is increased. So whenever rejection is comes, whether now you are outward supply also, you are also verifying inward supply, you are also verifying outward supply. Don't say I have not verified the outward supply. Whenever I say inward supply is very much important for ITC availment, this outward supply is very much important to see whether you have to claim. This is also very much required in the case of somebody refuses to pay the amount. You can say MSME sector, you want to go for the recovery. How can you go? Sir, in the GST in portal, I uploaded the data, sir. The person has accepted the invoices. Thereby, he said the transaction is genuine. And I am entitled for, as a MSME, my amount has to come within the parameters of the time limit of 45 days or 160 days. I do not know what is that. That also it is very much useful. And somebody says, I have not received your invoices, sir. Complaint. There you can find out. It may be available in the rejected items. So you can see. So here you very much verify these things. And somebody accidentally taken, then no other option, you have to intimate the buyer. I have accidentally this, please kindly reverse ITC. Because making again what happened, it is as good as I am recharging a different phone numbers. So here the correlation, you have to also coordinate with that person. You have to verify he has to accept genuinely. Don't upload unnecessarily to other person. You cannot get it back if the person accept the credit. You will be the loser. You can go for some other arguments, but you will be loser initially. Some important FAQs given by the GST, and I am not taking. There were nearly 60 to 70 GST and has given a IMS queries, but I have given very few only. These are the sum. So these are the references for your queries. If you want to IMS, you want to understand fully again and again after this PowerPoint presentation also, you have some more doubts on account of that, you can read. Revised advisory on IMS, final FAQ on IMS 22/9/2024, and additional FAQs on IMS 17/10/2024. In November, one more thing also given when there is a no data wasn't reflected. So these are the references which is required to understand thoroughly on account of the workflow and what happens. So very few questions I have taken. Action can be taken multiple times on a document? The reply, yes. Which means earlier action taken will be modified. So first you can say, sir, okay, I will keep it as a pending. Then finally you decide, no, sir, I want to reject. Then you find, no, I have accidentally rejected. It has to be accepted. You accepted. Then finally your sales team, the purchase says, yes, sir, these goods are in transit, sir. Then what you can say, you can move it to pending. So which means till you file your GSTR 3B, you can take any action. Multiple actions are possible. But the action taken will be frozen at the time of filing corresponding. So after 3B is filed, it is not modifiable until otherwise it is kept pending. If it is pending only possible, all others it is not possible. So this is action can be taken multiple times. Are there any invoice records where pending action is not allowed? Yes. You cannot keep pending credit notes. So credit notes, you have to take action either reject or accept. Rejection is possible if you are not earlier invoices, you have not taken any credit, you can reject. Okay. That there are also some issues are there. You cannot accept, but reject means that you will go there. But I think there is a lack of noise here. If I reject, suppose for example, I am taking I have given my GST number to the hotelier, for example, railway transportation. They have uploaded the invoices and subsequently they have given a credit note. Now what can I do? Either accept or reject. Since I have not earlier accepted that, I have to, here also I cannot accept, I have to reject. Otherwise flow will be there. But unfortunately, when you reject, the liability will be goes again to that party. So there we have to take care of that. Upward amendment, that is not possible. Downward amendment, not possible. Downward amendment of invoice and debit notes where original is there. All these things are, you have to take either accept or reject. You cannot keep it pending. This is important. What all documents will not made available? I told earlier, these are the documents not available at present for the LMS data, that is LMS dashboard. Is there any scenario where draft will not be generated? Suppose earlier month I have not filed GSTR 3B, this month I cannot go. I have to complete my previous month 3B, then only I can go for the next month. So there is I cannot go on filing my GSTR 3B, only after GSTR 2B filing only I can go for the next. How to take available IMS dashboard? For individual records, you click multiple records, use filter, and you can also use the multiple records. Both are in a single go, it is possible. What of the 2B for the quarterly? The 2B quarterly will come only M1, M2 and generated will be on 14th of Q+1 and the recomputation will be allowed on or after 14th of the Q1 until the corresponding 3B. What will happen to GSTR 2A? GSTR 2A will be still generated. So that is a real time. This is a dynamic. It is not frozen. It will be GSTR 2 will be automatically available, but 2B will not be. You cannot add any data to 2B after subsequent period, but in 2A you can go on adding data dynamically. That is a difference. Before porting. So we understood why the IMS mechanism is required. So definitely to reduce litigations on account of the ITC and correct reporting of the ITC availments. So these are the main part which reference to IMS. So it is basically addresses the incorrect reporting and on account of the ITC availment, thereby unnecessary litigations and also unnecessary revenue leakages for the department, and gives a more freedom for you, and also it makes you to mandatorily do the provisions of section 155. And also it encourages you to understand the legal provisions. Earlier you may not be aware. Now you will be definitely aware which is eligible, which is I am not eligible. Because at the invoice level itself, you know very well, this invoice is I am entitled to take credit. So that is the one of the benefits. And what are the things I have to know? Right. Period for period October. So period for period October, you cannot avail tax until otherwise it is pending in the dashboard pending. So if it is pending in reclaimable and the invoices pertaining to prior to 31/3/2024, it is not possible now. So earlier period, you will be go on accumulating, keeping it pending, reclaimable things. That is possible from October 2022 to till date. But the reclaimable has to be ceases to exist once the cutoff date is comes. So September means for 31/3/2024, the cutoff date is 30th November. If you are carrying for after 30th November, which are in the invoices which are still available reclaimable, you cannot reclaim. It is a nothing but your lapses. You are not able to get the credit legally for the period after 2024. Suppose some of the invoices pending reclaimable, which means invoices from 2024 to October 2024, you can still reclaim because that is not under the IMS system. This is in the earlier system called the reclaimable. How much I can take? You can take either it becomes 0 or you can prolong it up to 180. That means what is the date it is available? November next year. So if the amounts assuming your reclaimed amount in the data from 1/4/2024 to October 2024, which means September return we have whenever IMS is prior to IMS, that data is available in the reclaimable that you can use it every month till next November, or the amount becomes 0. Then ITC reversals, still has to be reported in table number 4B. So here we are not having this ITC is common credit or not. We are exclusively we are removing. ITC, what is rule 42-43 says? Identify exclusively for the taxable, exclusively for the exempted and the common. So now by IMS, what are the things you have taken care of? You have taken care of exclusively for these things and exclusively for the exempted, you are removed, but you are not removed, which is commonly used. So because of that, table number 4B1 on account of rule 42-43 and others, still you have to report only in the table number 4B. And reversal for the non-payment of 180 days. So there you avail the credit, but you are not entitled to credit, you have to reverse, and that amount will be reversed in the table number 4B2. That means you are going to reclaim after some time. Okay, you can reclaim after some time, because if you reverse that, there is no mechanism to reclaim. So to reclaim, you have to indicate I reclaimed under non-payment within 180 days. So I want to reclaim after some time. You can do that also. This is other table for this. Tips for handling. Some of the tips I have handled so far around 50 numbers of IMS, and I also taken some training for the corporates and as well as my friends, so that I found out what best you can do based on this IMS. The limitation is 500. So visit GSTN as often as necessary to reduce last minute action that you can do. 1. Act on all file returns, accept, reject, pending. So don't keep it as a no action. Keep not file return as a pending. Then in case of doubtful to be taken next return period, keep it under the pending. So keep your things, uncertainties, all these things you can go on pushing to. Nobody is going to question why you are keeping it pending. Once you avail, there will be a question arise. Once you reject, no questions. If it is a pending, it is available in the system, but you may or may not. It will anyway, it is going to vanish on 30th November next year. So I can act a sufficient time to act upon the pending. Is it correct? Which means you are at an umpteen numbers of times. You are having a sufficient times. You need not worry or hurry for the availing the ITC credit in all doubtful cases. Then please download all the data every month. I told there are 4 types of data available in Excel. So download, this will come as a CSV file. You can make it as a Excel file and keep it a reference for all 12 months, then hand it over to your financial accounting. So your purchase, your sales, you can say as per this. Financial records, it is very much required. Your financial availment of ITC tax and dues, this has to be matched. So hereinafter, your income tax official may also question your financial account, even though there is no credit, why you are taken a credit, whether it is reduced profit or not, that also possible. So here it is very important. Then limitations of the IMS, sorry, I put the LMS, it is IMS. Managing ITC reconciliation, especially burdensome for the taxpayers with thousands of records. So definitely no offline utilities now available. Then invoice with multiple line items. So very corporates or very many factories, they will have multiple items. Some they want to keep, some maybe in the QC, and some may be in the negotiation for the financier. So now at present there is no mechanism. So this also you have to take in. So certain items may be eligible, certain items may not be eligible in a single return. That is also possible. Then others might pending due to quality issues. So these are the limitations as of today. So let us hope offline utility will be made available very shortly. Definitely it is going to be made available. Till that time, you have to understand these limitations. Hot locking. So going forward, the department, the GST portal is going to say this GSTR3B is fully automated. So what you have to do, you upload your GSTR1, auto-populated, verify everything, and you upload your, accept your GSTR3B2B based on the IMS software. And finally, your liability will be created. There is no need for your GSTR3B. So that is the next we are expect, that is the advisory given on 17/10/2024. In conclusion, what is the conclusion? We can say GSTR aim to facilitate ITC reconciliation. The same is in the case of IMS also. They are not imposing any mandatory action on the taxpayer that violate legal provisions. The focus remains on ensuring accuracy, flexibility, and adherence to the law in all compliance process. So the GST also told it is not a mandatory, it is only a facilitation given by the department in order to educate how best I can file my ITC without any issues or without any much litigation. So here ends my session. Thank you very much for the patient hearing. I hope I have done some justification for the IMS. I hope this PowerPoint presentation will definitely make others to understand what is IMS in general. Thank you very much, sir. If any questions you will take over to DGTPS.
Thank you very much for
Yes,
your
sir.
wonderful and detailed presentation, which brought a lot of clarity on the subject.
Okay, sir.
Thrown a lot of light on the subject and clarified a lot of issues for all attendees. So most of the questions asking they want PPT visual that we will take care from DGTS.
Yes, sir.
We will send the PPT to each and everyone. There are 3-4 questions raised by the attendees, sir.
1 second, sir. 1 second. Give me 2 minutes. I will take some water and come. Only one thing.
Sir, yes. Can we start, sir? Venkateswara, sir.
Sir, I am back, sir.
Sir, there are some questions.
Yes, sir. Please, sir. I will go to the chat box.
This is asked for PPT that we will do it.
Yes,
We'll
sir. That
send
I will send some
Yeah.
errors are there. That I will correct and send it tonight, sir.
Send it to us, we will send it to them through mail, sir.
Yes, sir. Anything, sir?
There
Other
is one question from Savari Muthu.
Uh,
Sir, more than 500 invoice, how we can accept?
mm,
The same question for when Naveen, if invoice is more than 500,
mm.
we can't able to do for taking action on invoice wise.
So that's why we told, sir, the GST also given that you can every day you can reduce some of the invoices by sending it to no action to accepted. And then if it is more than this also, they told you can by selecting each and every invoices by searching the conditions. I also tried last month. One of my client has more than 600. What we did is we have also one by one we verified some of the invoices by searching the particular invoice number and GST number. It is available in the portal. That is given by the portal also how to handle that. And we reduced it to below 500 is possible. But if it is not possible, only thing is we have to accept everything. That is not accept. That is no action is required. And take the ITC credit and subsequently as per the earlier procedure available, finally you can also reduce the liability by taking GST, that is a 4A table A5 and the B1 and B2, you can accordingly decide your final GSTR 3B. And the GST also told this AMS facility is only not a mandatory. So here at present more than 500 invoices, there is an issue is coming. Shortly we are expecting that software for the IMS, that is for the upload as often it will be made available. Till that time we will have some issues, sir. It is certainly made known.
One more question, Mr. Bhaskar. From when it is mandated to follow IMS?
Sir, it is still date it is not made mandatory, sir. Still date it is only a optional only. It is a facilitation measures only. That has been decided by that is GST Council and other members of the GST. Then only it will be made mandatory.
Sir.
But the proposal is going on, but we do not know when it is going to be implemented through the legal provisions.
Sir, one more question, Mr. Rishton. Few invoices are not auto-populated in IMS to accept of invoices for the month. However, it was available in GSTR 2A, which was filed before the due date, 11th of the following month. What to do? Please advise.
Sir, in these things we already told GSTR 2A and 2B are facilitation measures only, and it is a responsibility of the taxpayer to accept everything, and they can take the ITC entitled as per the legal provisions. So GSTR 2A also gives who are the persons uploaded the document, and GSTR 2B also gives, that is a LMS modified also gives who are the persons uploaded, and we know very well what is the legal provisions for section 16.2 and 17.5, and there are provisions available in the GSTR 3B to avail correct ITC as per these legal provisions, and also the reporting also has been already clarified by the board by circular issued during July 2022.
So when Mr. Chandrasekhar raised one question, sorry, not Chandrasekhar, Oyelumulai. He is raised a question, GSTR 3B, 4B2 and 4D1, how to impact IMS?
Sir, 4B2 and 4B3 now it is impacting IMS if you are having, that's why I told reclaimable tax liabilities. So if there is a reclaimable tax that is pending for the period April 2024 to September 2024 or October 2024, you can also add along with manually in 4.A5, and correspondingly you have to show it in the 4.D1 to the extent of ITC availed based on the opening balance of the reclaimable tax available.
So there is one Sanmugam, Satur Mugan. He is personally thanking you for your explanation.
Thank you.
The future clearance to file returns without error and failure.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the appreciation.
One more question, Kiran Kumar. Unlock in GSTR 3B means RCM, how entry RCM value?
Sir, RCM entry is 3B is auto-populated in table number 3. It is not in table number 3 is your liability. This liability consisting of RCM on account of unregistered persons and RCM on account of the registered person. The registered person will be uploaded the RCM as the my liability is not there. It is RCM liability that will be auto-populated in the GSTR 3B. To do that, you can add whatever the RCM liability based on the unregistered persons. That you can add in table number 3.3, and in 4.A4 you can take the entire credit whatever the RCM you paid earlier month or current month in that. There is no change in that. Your details with reference to RCM will be available in your GSTR 2A. At present 2B it is not available. That is the IMS says.
I think all audience got clarification. All audience are audible. Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for presentation.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now I move on to vote of thanks part. I request Mrs. C.A. Arati to extend the vote of thanks. Please, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. It's a great honor for me as a chartered accountant to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Confederation of Indian Industry and IWIN at today's webinar on Invoice Management System to avail input tax credit under GST. The session was truly insightful and impactful, providing a much needed clarity on the complexities of invoice management and input tax credit under GST. The opportunity to interact directly with the Director General of Taxpayer Services was an exceptionally valuable addition for all the participants. This initiative not only addressed the pressing concerns of businesses, but also empowered them with the knowledge required to navigate the GST framework more efficiently. So DGTS has taken a strenuous effort to make a very clear presentation. The step-by-step explanation with screenshot was really helpful. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to DGTS for partnering with CII and IWN and with other associations in organizing this important webinar. Your support and collaboration have been instrumental in making this event a success. To all the participants, thank you for taking the time to join us today. We hope the insights shared today will help you and your organization better understand the invoice management system to avail correct input tax credit under GST. Thank you all once again.
Ma'am, I request to next webinar again motivate more women entrepreneurs to participate in the upcoming webinars. Monthly we'll conduct one webinar on each different issues on the GST. My request to you people from IVN side, make sure that more and more women entrepreneurs participate in the webinars.
Yes, sir, definitely. Actually, this webinar was very much useful.
Okay.
We will make sure more women entrepreneurs are participating next time.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good day. Good day.